How y'all doing? I'm Big Al, and this is my third live stream here on the channel. I just Sunday night, rest of the family has gone to bed, and so I thought I'd jump on here and come chat with y'all for a while. I'll talk a little bit about the cars that I've got and the state of the channel and what you're going to be seeing soon. Obviously, it's driving season again. I've got the Corvair out. We've been to several car events here in the Greenville-Spartanburg area, and that's been fun. We've done 2 judged shows, and we have done 1 cruise-in. I'm hoping to do another one this weekend at Pete's Drive-In in Greer, South Carolina. So if you're around, I do hope to see you there. Other news, the Camry had a little oopsie with that. It got backed into a wall. I was not driving, but I am not going to name names to protect the guilty. And so some of the next upcoming videos you're going to see are me repairing the damage. We've got to put a new bumper cover on, and we have got to replace the tail light. Oh, and we've also got to paint the new bumper cover. That's going to be fun. First time doing 2-stage paint on a car. Well, there's a first time for everything. Yep, I'm enjoying an adult beverage. So, and the Corolla. That car will likely be leaving here soon. It's in the way. I never drive it. And as you saw in that previous video of mine, it does need some work to stay on the road. Not anything that's insurmountable. I mean, nothing any shade tree mechanic couldn't tackle, but I'm just not that interested in doing that work. What is this stuff over here that I've got? Seal all. Okay. I actually did clean off the workbench the other day, so I can actually do some work up here. The main project, like I said, is going to be the Camry for a while. We got to get it looking good again. It is looking pretty bad. Pretty bad indeed. The whole bumper got bashed in. I managed to pop the dent out. I got that on video. That will be part of an upcoming video. Hello, Anya. I see you down there. So yeah, the bumper I could live. Honestly, the big thing with the Camry is the tail light. It got smashed. That's $50. That's a no-brainer. I got a bunch of 3 estimates from 3 of the local body shops here in the Spartanburg area. Cheapest one was $1,900 to fix all that. I looked at that. I looked at the cost of the parts. I could do this myself. I mean, it's a 126,000-mile car. It doesn't have to be Concours quality, does it? No, Captain Chaos, I am not Mr. Beast. I am definitely not Mr. Beast. For one thing, I try to fix cars and not destroy them. Or if I damage a car, it's by accident. No. We enjoy our cars here on the channel. But yes, we will definitely be spending some time fixing the Camry. But I also want to work on the Corvair a little bit. I have a couple of projects I'm excited to take on with that car. My Corvair is, can I say Hakuna Matata? Yes, I can. In fact, that's ironic. My kids were actually watching The Lion King earlier today. Let's see. So, with the Corvair, it's a Monza, but it's got a Corsa gauge cluster. And it has the tachometer, temp gauge, all the bells and whistles of the top-of-the-line Corvair. But the tachometer has always read high, about 500 RPMs high. Well, Clark's Corvair Parts has come out with a solid-state rebuild kit for it. It's about $150. We are going to be doing that. Do you know, I know of Roblox, Anya. My kids love to play Roblox. I am not terribly interested in it myself. My kids could spend hours playing that. So we are going to do the solid state rebuild kit on the tachometer. We're going to see how that works. We are also going to put in a new reverse light switch because that has been a long overdue thing on this car. The Corvair's reverse lights have not worked since I bought the car. It's a long overdue fix. I've been finding parking spots I can just pull forward into and not have to back up. So yeah, that needs to be fixed. I'm excited to get that done. Other than that, I'm not really doing too many major projects on it until car show season ends in November, December. So right now I want to take the car out and enjoy it. Another thing I've got to do is I have got this secondary carb that I've got to rebuild because my Corvair is a 140, but the previous owner did the secondary carb delete. So, got a gasket on here already. That's part of the battle. We need a new accelerator pump because this one's beat. The little cup on it is completely gone. Let's see. And the other big problem is the base of the carburetor. You can see, maybe you can't, this big old chip out of it here. Because the Venturi cluster did not want to come out. This screw was in there like you wouldn't believe, and well, things got a little ugly when it came to getting it out, and we did a little collateral damage. I'm hoping, praying I can take some JB Weld steel stick and potentially fix that. I don't know. I got to check with the guys on the Corvair owner Facebook group and see if that is even a viable solution. If not, I may just be looking for another carburetor base. And I only paid 14 bucks for this one, but I'd rather not pay any money if I don't have to. And this one's not going back together. Let's put Hoopty Dumpty back together here for a minute. I'm definitely kind of looking forward to getting those secondaries put back on, give the car a little more snap. As I have said, also, the Corolla will likely be getting sold soon. I haven't decided how I'm going to go about that. I think I have a one friend I've already kind of given the right of first refusal to on it. She's a mechanic by trade, so she could easily make all the fixes it needs. It needs cam gears. It needs... And if you're going to do that, you might as well do the timing chain and guides. You might as well, it's, the most dangerous words when you're working on a car while I'm in here, because the coolant leak needs fixed. That's an easy fix. It just needs a clamp changed. But while you're at it, you might as well put some new hoses in it. Those are the original hoses from 2009. Not complaining about the Corolla, mind you. It has been a very, very good, super reliable car. It owes me nothing at this point. I think it's just prudent at this point to thank it for its service and maybe use the money to look for a car that my son and I can fix up together here on the channel. Maybe some old land yacht from the 70s, something that will survive a crash. And, leave you asking, how's the other guy? Yeah, it's not easy to get on here and just talk off the top of your head straight, is it? Oh, in other news, any day now I can be an uncle. My brother and sister-in-law are expecting their first child, so I am very excited about that. Looking forward to taking my niece or nephew for a ride in the Corvair at some point. I have 2 kids of my own. They are 8 and 10 respectively. So it'll be interesting to have a really little one around here again. It's been many a year since I've actually changed a diaper, so I might be a little bit rusty. My son is in bed for the night. Those of you who are asking, he is just as much into cars as his daddy, though. We went to the cruise night at Spartanburg Dodge on Friday. We had a great time. We got to see a lot of cool cars. Ferrari 296, a 5-ton Army truck, a couple old Studebakers. There's a Dodge Challenger with a really cool lady who owns it that we've seen at several shows, and she has always been really kind to my kids. I'm not going to name her by name to respect her privacy. But hey, if you're watching this, thank you for always being so cool. And the gentleman with the Ferrari, if you're watching this, also thank you for revving the engine, because my kids really loved seeing that. That was cool. You know, I remember what it was like to be their age and be the one sitting in that cool car, and that's kind of what kindled the love, so to speak, for cars for me. Hi. Like I said, we have I will definitely be going to car events, hopefully throughout the summer. If you want to meet me in person, check out the Corvair or any of the other cars, that would be cool. I definitely hope that will happen. Another major Corvair project I really need to get going on is also replacing the shock absorbers. I have 4 brand new NOS shock. Well, I shouldn't say brand new, they're NOS. Brand new and NOS are not the same thing. Just got to get them put on. I mean, I got them for a really good price, and yeah, I mean, the big thing is keeping the springs from killing me when I'm doing that. Yeah, that's basically what I've got going so far. The channel is getting very close to being monetized. I need less than 500 viewing hours, so part of the reason I am on here. Thank you for, saying I like my voice. I honestly, personally can't stand the sound of my own voice when I am on a recording. Sounds different from when you're actually speaking. It can make editing videos actually grating. I mean, I guess that's a good thing that I can't stand the sound of my own voice. I guess it means I'm not a narcissist. I hope that's what it means. I really do. So yeah, the Corvair, it's running great. Can't complain about it. Camry, I also need to do a coolant flush on it. I'm dreading that. Part of the reason I love Corvairs so much, they're air-cooled. I hate flushing coolant. I hate dealing with it. And if I die and go to heaven, I mean, for me, heaven is going to be, all the cars are going to be air-cooled, so I don't have to do that. And yeah, I mean, my wife's EV is still running great, although the level 2 charger that we had, no, I do not know what Blox Fruits is. I've never heard of such. Let's see, what else can I talk about car-related? We've actually taken the EV on a couple of long trips. It's worked out well, you know. A lot of car guys are anti-EV. I am not necessarily anti-EV. You know, they have their place, and I think if car companies want to make them and bring them out and have them compete in the marketplace, that's great. But what I'm against is having them shoved down my throat through a government mandate, you know. I don't think that the government should be should be substituting its judgment for the judgment of the marketplace. You know, one-size-fits-all solutions, well, one size rarely fits all in real life. And just because an EV meets our needs does not mean it will meet the needs of others. So I don't want to force my choice on anybody else, and I don't want somebody else's choice forced on me, if that makes any sense to y'all. So you all tell me, what projects do you most want to see on this channel? At some point when we get monetized, I would like to get a junker and build a demolition derby car. I think that would be fun. I would like to get some older, not 60s vintage classic car, but maybe something from the 70s or the 80s or even the 90s that my son and I can fix up as a first car for him. He's still a few years away from driving, but that will definitely be a good thing for him. And my daughter also, girls can do this stuff too. Always good to get them out and get them turning the wrenches early and get them exposed to this stuff, teach them good skills. And, even if you don't work on your own car yourself, you should still know what a worn out belt looks like or how to check oil or checking your lights and stuff, because then you don't get ripped off when you go to the shop and get it serviced. Knowledge is power, and if you watch these videos, you'll learn how to at least check that stuff, and you'll get that basic knowledge so that when, Harry the dishonest mechanic comes out and goes, oh, well, you need this, that, and the other thing, and, yeah, no, I don't. I checked all that stuff before. Dishonest mechanics hate educated consumers. They do. They hate us. Yeah, I mean, can I talk on here for another 45 minutes? God, I hope so. See, I love your sons. You haven't met my son, unless you've gone and watched some of the other videos on this channel. Let's see. Definitely would like to get some other project cars on here at some other point. I mean, I'm eventually going to run out of things to do on the Corvair. And yes, a long-term goal of mine is, to get a small shop on a piece of land with no HOA where I can do whatever the heck I want. That would be nice. Or thinking even longer term, I would like to buy maybe a little piece of land back up north, maybe back up in Pennsylvania or something like that, where the taxes aren't as crazy as they are in New York. And that way I have a place to go during, say, July and August when, here in South Carolina, it is like the surface of Venus outside, and I have a place to go for the 2 hottest months of the year. And housing prices up in the area I'm looking in are dirt cheap. And you can probably get land out in the middle of nowhere where you can do whatever the heck you want. And there's a lot of great places to go watch trains, because long-term viewers of this channel know I also love trains and on top of cars. Some other car events I'd like to be going to, hopefully on the 17th. Maggie's Cafe in Lyman, South Carolina is going to be having a show. I would very much like to attend that. They had a free cruise in. Unfortunately, I missed that. That was the same night as the car show up at Inman Church. That was an interesting show. Not gonna lie, didn't care for their choice of music. They were playing a lot of religious music, and I get it. It's a church function. But a lot of us were there for cars, not so much the religion. Maybe play us some Beach Boys or something like that next time. Just to say, I know it's your inaugural car show, and it went very well, and I was happy to be there and mingle with other car people and promote what I can. Just some pointers for the next time. In fact, to be honest with you, I'm not even a huge fan of DJ'd music at car shows. I don't know how the rest of you feel about that, but honestly, I feel like sometimes it can be a little bit of a distraction. I'd like to just be able to carry on a conversation with people. And I've also got a bunch of commentary videos I definitely need to get made. Poorly timed traffic lights, that's one that's been on my mind a while. It always seems to get back on my mind every time I make my morning commute, and it seems like I hit every light red, and then I get where I'm going and forget all about it again. Eventually, I'm going to make that video because it's more than just an annoyance hitting every light red. It actually makes the roads less efficient and less safe, but that's a whole video that might be coming up. I need to get back to doing Vintage Car Spotlight. I definitely would like to feature the Tucker next. That's a very interesting car. Maybe the Chrysler Turbine car. I'd love to feature that one too. That was a really neat car, basically a jet-powered car. And if you want to learn more about that, go over to Steve Leto's channel. He actually wrote a whole book on it with a foreword by Jay Leno. So that's really cool. Yeah. Unfortunately, I didn't make it to Vares in the Valley this year. Not Vares in the Valley, that's in the fall. Springfest at Helen, Georgia. That's always one that I would like to go to. I didn't get there this year, hoping maybe... I just had a hammer fall down behind you. I was trying to hang this one back up on the nail properly, and I knocked the other one down, so... I'm just going to stick it over here on the massive shit pile that is in my tool chest. Yeah, my shop is basically organized chaos at this point. And when I say shop, I really just mean my garage. Eventually, I would love to have my own shop where I can do stuff like this with a lift and everything. Nothing too fancy. Just over in Welford, there's an old gas station that's sitting abandoned. I would love to be able to buy that, fix it up, and wrench on cars there. That would be, no, I do not have Roblox on my phone. I'm not at all interested in playing Roblox or Minecraft or anything like that. But, yeah, I did just tell you. Yeah, it's a really neat old gas station building, very Art Deco-y. It's in very bad shape, though, but it would be cool to fix it up. But you got to have dreams and you've got to have aspirations if you want to get anywhere in life. You know, Walt Disney said you can dream it, you can do it. So that's part of why I'm on here, is I want to make that dream happen. And so what's going to happen when I get all the viewing hours that I need? Well, I will start a merch store, and I will have cool stuff like t-shirts and stickers and all that other good stuff for sale. And, you know, I'll probably have a membership program, the Garage Crew, if you're so inclined. You know, won't charge you more than $1 or something like that, just enough to make a little extra pocket money and build the channel some more, and we'll do more cool stuff. Like I said, I definitely want to do a demolition derby car at some point. I think that would be a lot of fun. I definitely want to get some other project cars in here. Like I said, a car for my son, car for my daughter possibly. And, you know, my son is 10 years old and he's already talking about driving the Corvair to prom. I mean, I'm kind of excited for him to get his license so we can really share this together more. But at the same time, I really not in a hurry for him to grow up too quickly either. As I've said in previous videos, I don't want to be the guy who gets, you know, the huge shop and, you know, starts buying supercars. And I get that YouTube channels have to grow, but a lot of them, once they start to grow, they start becoming a little bit less relatable. And I kind of want to keep my channel focused on attainable dreams. And another car I think I might start looking for in the near future, if I am so lucky as to get monetized, and would be an Acura RSX S-Type. I remember when that car first came out, oh, I wanted one so badly. I sat in one at the New York Auto Show in my senior year of high school. That was when they first came out, and oh, brother, it was love at first sight. I remember those white and red gauges and the red line at 8,000 RPMs. It was the first time I remember being truly excited about a car. I mean, let the love affair begin. And then Corvairs kind of elbowed their way in. My father was a big Corvair guy back in the 70s, and he kind of talked up how they handled really well, and they're a lot of fun, and that kind of made me want one too. So My senior year of high school, I was bouncing back and forth between an Acura RSX and a Chevy Corvair, and bye-bye, Anya. Good talking to you. These were the two cars I really lusted over in high school, so those will be the first two cars that I add to my fun car collection. Again, those are attainable cars. You can get an RSXs are pretty well fully depreciated by now. Corvairs, on the other hand, they're increasing in value. And I'll tell you, one piece of advice I would give to all you high school car guys who have a car that you are lusting over right now and it just seems so financially unattainable, wait. Got to remember, a car is going to lose a third of its value the second you drive it off the lot, right? Well, from there, it just keeps depreciating. If you just wait a couple years, you can buy it when it's depreciated and a lot more affordable. So patience is a virtue. And when I was in high school and college, and I would look on eBay Motors at Corvairs, mostly just for fantasizing about them. But in doing so, what I looked in hindsight, that was actually a very good thing to have done because I was staying on top of price trends. So if you're the nice to meet you, Anya. I'm glad to have met you. If you really do want that project car, that is, or that dream car of yours, keep looking on eBay Motors, keep looking on Auto Tempest, keep looking on those websites where you would buy cars. Do it regularly, and then you'll kind of be aware of what the prices are doing and where they're going. If they're going up, they're going down. And you can compare that against your finances and know when it's a good time to buy. Like I said just a few minutes ago, knowledge is power. Some other advice I would give you, if you want a classic car or even a newer car, join a Facebook group for owners of those cars and start learning about them. Start learning about the common issues that they have and the good points, the bad points. So you go in knowing what you want to look at and what you need to check and what you'll have to pay attention to when you get it. Good example with the Corvair is the pushrod tube seals. One of the first things I asked the seller was, were they Viton? And actually, he was honest, said that they were not Viton, but they had been done, and I redid them with Viton. So you want to know what all the issues with potential issues and pitfalls with a car that you like are. The best kind of consumer is an educated consumer. All right, I'm probably going to wrap things up in a minute. Glad you all came out here and joined me and kept me company for a while. So that's kind of where the channel is and where we're headed. I know I say the word a lot, don't I? If any of you have an adult beverage and I say the word take a drink. There I go again. That's kind of the brain's way of shifting gears, I guess. So yeah, there you have it. We'll be definitely fixing the damage to the Camry. We will be working on projects with the Corvair. It's going to be an exciting summer. We'll be attending a lot more car shows here in the Greenville-Spartanburg area. I tend to try to hit the ones that are in Greer mostly, because I really don't want to drive the car on the highway. It just doesn't keep up well with traffic, especially here in South Carolina, where it's like, speed limit? What speed limit? Yeah. It's so weird to go from here to, Virginia, where they are like the Gestapo when it comes to enforcing the speed limit. Anyway, yeah, also, still not done with widening 85 going up through Cherokee County. The southbound lanes Still not completely. It's supposed to be done at the end of 2024, but why doesn't that surprise me? I mean, I could go on and on and on about the South Carolina Department of Transportation. The thing is, I came from New York, and New York's roads aren't any better, but we paid a lot more in taxes to have roads that are just as bad. I think I may have to do a whole video on which state was the better state to be a car guy in, New York or South Carolina. And both have a lot of points in their favor, and both have a lot of points against them. Big thing about South Carolina is gas is cheap, and there's no safety inspections, no emissions testing to put up with. The roads are kind of boring, and they're in bad shape. New York, especially up in the Hudson Valley and the Catskills, you have some really beautiful, fun, curvy roads to drive. But they're in crap condition because New York doesn't maintain their roads well either. And the gas is a lot more expensive, and you have emissions testing and safety inspections and all that other bullshit to deal with. And yeah. Plus, the weather sucks most of the year up there. Not going to lie about that. So, I am definitely glad to be where I am here in the Palmetto State. Good place to be a car guy. And I'm very grateful I am not a resident of California because they are stupid strict about a lot of stupid stuff. Anyway, that's almost all I got for tonight. See. Definitely want to take the Corvair out on State Route 11, the Cherokee Scenic Byway this year. That I've done little bits of it in that car. I really want to do it out towards Table Rock. Unfortunately, we have had wildfires up in that area, and they did a lot of damage, so the scenery won't be as good as it has been, but definitely want to get up there. Definitely want to support some of the businesses that got hit hard. And if you see a firefighter, thank them for what they do. I know a lot of them have worked very hard out here. We've had a lot of wildfires. I'd also like to get up into North Carolina. Help some of those communities out, support some of those businesses. And I've got no one watching at the moment. Boy. So if I get the RSX and keep the Corvair is going to be a forever car. I am never letting that car go. It means way too much to me at this point. But what other project cars should I take on? I've always kind of liked the Porsche 944. Maybe a Lotus Esprit. You start getting into that European stuff, it starts getting expensive. A lot of cool 90s cars, but the prices on them are just outrageous at this point. Will I eventually go the route of Pole Barn Garage and just buy a junker off of Marketplace, fix it up, and flip it for a profit? Who knows? Who knows what the future holds? I'm kind of just focused on the now and working hard to build this channel up. And anyway, I think that is going to do it for tonight. Thank you all so much for joining me. Hopefully we will do this again next Sunday.